Hello everyone, and welcome back to Netmaster Zone channel. In the last video in the SD-WAN section, I just designed a simple SD-WAN network with three different sites. You can see site 10, site 20 and site 30, and one controller site with the site number of 100. And in this video, actually I'm not going to start any of this SD-WAN devices here. I just want to do some configuration for actually make this lab ready for the video of configuration. And if you know all this setting that I'm going to do this here, you can just skip this video and go and see the next video for the configuration. In this video, I'm going to install certificate service in the Windows Server certificate service, and also enable some remote desktop access for my management laptop and also for the certificate server here. Actually, I just did some changes here. If you see the last video, I just add the net here, and actually this one is connected to my internet at home, and now I will be able to remote desktop to these two devices. Remote desktop is it's very necessary to configure here because you are going to license these devices, and every time you need to copy and paste certificate from Windows Server to any of these devices, or to any to management, and from management also to these devices. And because of that, using VNC doesn't support actually copy and paste from the VNC to these devices. And because of that, I just going to install to configure remote desktop to these devices to access them remotely. Then I will be able to copy and paste everything. For starting, let's first go to the management PC and enable the remote desktop in this, and then we'll go to Win Server certificate server actually, and then remote desktop to that also, and then install the certificate authority in the rule section. For that, let's first access this management using VNC Viewer to enable the remote desktop for this. Actually, I think I have them here. Yes, they are in the my list, and now I'm going to enable the remote desktop. For the remote desktop, let me first actually change the IP address. If you see, for this laptop, I have two different interfaces, interface 0 and interface 1. Interface 0 is connected to my vManage directly actually to the management port to access this web interface from the vManage, and my Ethernet 1 is connected to the network, and now I will be able to access that from my desktop here. For that, let's this connection 2 actually is connected to my net. I'm going to set some static IP address. You can see this IP address here, and it's a DHCP. I want to make it static. That makes everything very easy. Every time if I restart this, the IP address will change, and then I need to go to VNC and then check what IP address is actually selected for this. For that, let's go to the IP address and change it to manually 10. I'm going to use 140 actually for this. 140, let's use 100 here, and for default gateway 192.168.10.2 is my gateway here, and let's do some DNS also. To access the internet if required. My IP address is set, and for the remote desktop I need to first set a username and password for this PC, because the remote desktop is secure connection and it doesn't work without username and password. The user, I'm going to use this user, and let me set a password on that. Okay, the password is set, and now let's go to the remote desktop and check if the remote desktop is enabled here. Yes, the remote desktop is enabled and the user is everyone. Okay, everything is okay here, and now I should be able to remotely access this PC. Let me bring the remote desktop connection, and the IP address for that I used was 100. Connect. Yes, the remote desktop is working, and let me it's going to use my email here, because the account of my computer. I'm going to use the user that is created in the that laptop. Okay, this PC is accessed remotely, and you can see that when you, in the VNC viewer, it's got just the user is logged off, and now we have a connection, remote desktop connection to this PC. Okay, this PC is ready. Let it down, and let's go for certificate server and do the same configuration for that. I'm going to VNC and access this server here. Let's log in, and now let's first it has a password, it's good, and let's check the IP address actually here. This one is same. We have two connection here. One is connected to the internet here, actually this internet that we simulated as internet, the Ethernet 0, and Ethernet 1 is connected to the management cloud again. And let me change the IP address for this one. This is also DHCP, and let's change that to manual configuration, and 192.168.100, sorry, 10.101 and 192.168.10.2, the default gateway, and let's give him some DNS also. Okay, this PC is also ready now, and now I should be able to access that remotely. I believe the remote desktop is also enabled here, and it's 101. Yes, I can access that one also, and the username for this is administrator, and the password. Okay, this WinSCP is logged off, and now we have access remotely to this. Actually, it's need to be restarted. Okay, let's do that, because we are going to install a rule on that. I want to be everything according to the standard, not to actually pending any restart here. Okay, let's wait for that. It's going to be restart, and then let's go to this one. This one is ready, no problem, and I just click on yes, but it doesn't restart. Okay, let's install a rule here. Actually, we are going to install a Windows Active Directory certificate authority here, and for installation of that, this Windows actually is not part of any domain. It's a standalone computer, and if I check the computer name, here you can see that it's a work group, and it's not part of any domain. Because of that, we need to install the certificate rule as a standalone and not as a enterprise. Let's add a rule, and next, Active Directory certificate service, just tick this. Let's proceed, and here everything just informational. And next, we are going to install the certificate authority web enrollment. This one is going to install the web server, actually the IIS, and the web server IIS will provide us an interface to request a certificate and also to download our certificate after it issued by the administrator of this PC. And let's add that one also. Actually this one makes our job very easy to download root certificate, also request a certificate and download the certificate. Next, and as I said, the enterprise is off because this is not a part of any domain. Then I'm going to install the standalone for this one, and this is the first certificate server, and it is the root CA, should be selected. Next, and create a new private key. We don't have any private key, and let's leave everything here as a default. Everything is okay. The cryptography, actually the algorithm and hash algorithm, and the cryptographic service provider, and the key character is 2048 bit, 2 megabit actually. And let's go on, and we can give a name here, but we can put it as default. Let me give a name, NIP. Next, and the time for the certificate, and next the log that is going to save where. Let's put it in the default location, no problem. And the IIS doesn't have any configuration, just informational. And this is the list of the IIS, and the requirement of that is good. It's already ticked, and we don't need to change anything here. Everything is okay. And next, and this is the confirmation page, and standalone root, and the CSP, Microsoft Software Key Storage Provider, and hash algorithm, and also the length and so on, the destination, the organization name, the log address, and so on. And this information is for the IIS. Let's click on install, and it will take very short time to install this. It's not a big service actually. After installation, we can access this using the local host, and because it's going to install the IIS here, then this server will be also as a web server, and we can access that through the its IP address, or through its IP address from other devices like our management windows here, or directly from the local host from this PC. Okay, the installation is succeed for both of them, the IIS and also the certificate services. Let's close this, and if I close this one, we can see this rule that is installed. We can access that from administrative tool and certificate authority. Here you can see that we have the organization NIP, and this is the different folder that the certificate is going to be in one of this. For example, if we request the certificate, it will be in the pending, and if we issue that, it will go to the issue folder. And also if with any problem it's failed, it will go to the failed, and if we revoke the certificate, it will be in this folder here. Now we didn't request any certificate before, and because of that all of them is empty. Let's go to the IIS and try to access the web interface of this. In the IIS, I'm just going to the sites that it's already installed, default, and set SRV, and we can access this browsing this application using this link actually here. Okay, let's close this one, and we don't need any here in this page. You can see that we have different options here, and we can click in one of them and request our certificate or download our certificate here. Let's copy this page, this link, and let's go to our management Windows. Let's paste that here and enter. Okay, it's a local host, and because the certificate server is not installed in this local PC, let's type the IP address of that. It's 192.168.10.101. Okay, now we have this web interface of our management of our certificate server here, and you can see that the Active Directory certificate service with the name of NIP, and we have different option here to request our certificate or download our certificate here. One thing more that I have to tell you about this certificate rule. Before anything, we need to actually synchronize our clock. It's very important to set the time zone very carefully, because if we be in a different time zone and the time actually be different between our certificate server and our devices that we are going to install the certificate on that, in this case the certificate will not be accepted and it will fail, because the time difference between these two different devices. Now you can see that my time is -3 and in Brasilia, and we can change time zone or change any date and time if required, but now my clock is actually is set to the location that I am, and I'm going to also set this time zone to that to this SD-WAN devices for the controller and also for the VH. It's very important to set the clock time zone for this, else it will not accept any certificate from the certificate server. Okay, our certificate server is ready now, and we can leave it like this, and also we can access that here from our management Windows here. Okay, let me see what else we can do here. Actually everything is okay here, everything is ready for starting our configuration. I'm not going to start any configuration in this video because this configuration I want to be all of them in the same video, and in the next video I'm going to install the certificate on vManage, vBond and vSmart, and after that I will create another video and then install the certificate for this VH devices, because this installing the certificate for these devices is very time consuming. It's because of the speed of this different devices. It takes some time to load and so on, and also it has a lot of steps to go on to install this certificates. Because of that the video will be too long, and I'm going to record this certification for these devices in two different video, one video for the controller and another video for these 3 sites and these 4 different VH that we have here. Okay, this video was very short, and we don't have anything else to do here. Everything is ready for starting our configuration, and let's finish this video, and in the next video we'll start our configuration in the SD-WAN devices in the controller. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel to receive a notification from any updated video that will be posted in that page. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.